bothering me is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, bullshit sometimes, and, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
Watching him, he's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way, first out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
Will and Jada Smith are starting 2026 under a cloud of serious controversy. What's coming out is not just gossip, but troubling claims about how they allegedly treated young men who looked up to them for help, advice, and career support. One of the names now speaking up is Bryshere Gray. Bryshere says his experience with Will Smith's so-called mentorship was overwhelming and damaging. He claims it completely changed the path of his life. Instead of growing as a young actor in Hollywood, he says he was pushed into situations that left him feeling used, controlled, and deeply hurt. According to him, Will did not protect or guide him, but instead took advantage of his trust and vulnerability. He also alleges that he was passed around to other powerful people and then abandoned once he was no longer useful. Over time, Bryshere admits he developed emotional attachment, believing he had someone who would look out for him and keep him safe. That belief, he says, lasted for years. The most painful part, however, came later. When Bryshere tried to step away and build a future on his own, he claims Will and Jada shut doors behind the scenes. He says he was quietly pushed out of the industry, leaving him isolated and without work. Now, with nothing left to protect, Bryshere feels there is no reason to stay silent anymore.
Besties, this till today is still one of the scariest transformations I've ever seen in my life. To go from this fine, young, rich, millions of followers, you know what I'm saying? You could start any business you want, you could do whatever you want, you are known around the world, into this in a matter of years? Baby, this ain't just drugs.
Ever since the TV show Empire came to an end, Bryshere Gray's career path has raised many questions. At one point, Hollywood seemed fully behind him. He was praised for his talent as both a rapper and an actor, and powerful figures openly spoke about helping him reach the highest level of success. Will Smith was one of the big names who publicly mentioned guiding Bryshere and helping him grow into an A-list star. Looking back now, that support feels shocking when you compare it to where Bryshere's life and career ended up. Over time, things started to change. Bryshere's behavior reportedly became unpredictable, and opportunities slowly disappeared. He went from being seen as a rising movie star to someone who was no longer welcomed in major projects. Eventually, his acting career faded, and he turned to online platforms to make a living. Many people felt uncomfortable watching this decline, especially because his name quietly vanished from serious industry discussions. For a long while, Bryshere stayed out of the spotlight. That silence might have continued if recent stories about Will and Jada Smith had not spread online. These reports focus on claims that young men who approached them for guidance were treated in harmful ways. It is important to note that these claims are still allegations, not proven facts. However, the attention has pushed Bryshere back into public view. Bryshere is now reportedly considering a lawsuit worth $50 million against Will Smith. This information first appeared as a blind item, suggesting that more men may eventually come forward with similar claims against powerful figures. Around the same time, another lawsuit added fuel to the situation. Will Smith's former violinist, Brian Scott Joseph, accused him of inappropriate behavior during a 2025 tour. According to the lawsuit, Brian says Will spent a lot of private time with him and spoke about having a special bond that felt uncomfortable. Brian claims that Will's actions slowly crossed boundaries. One incident described in the filing involves Brian returning to his hotel room and finding signs that someone had entered without permission. Items were allegedly left behind, along with a note that made him feel unsafe and alarmed. Brian says he reported the situation to Will's team, but instead of receiving help, he was embarrassed, blamed, and eventually fired. He believes this happened because he did not respond the way Will wanted. Because of that, he decided to take legal action. As these stories continue to surface, Many people are questioning what really happened behind closed doors and whether more voices will come forward in the future.
About this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it.
Proving harassment in court may be hard, but Bryshere Gray could play a key role in backing these claims. People close to Will Smith, including a former friend and assistant, have already spoken publicly about what Bryshere went through. In interviews, this person said Will allegedly used the idea of mentorship to attract young performers who wanted success in Hollywood. Bryshere accepted the offer, believing it would lead to acting jobs and real guidance. Instead, he was reportedly pulled into private events and uncomfortable situations. When he questioned why these things were necessary, Will allegedly told him this was part of the process. He was made to believe that enduring these moments was the price of getting ahead and earning respect in the industry.
Bryshere Gray. So long story short, when I'm in Chicago, this guy's acting erratic. Like, I mean, crazy. He's getting stopped by the cops. There's male prostitutes involved. There's mental illness involved. There's drug use involved. And I'm really trying to see what happened to this guy. And one day he said, you know what happened. You know that Will R-worded me, or however y'all kind of say it on YouTube. You know that Diddy sexually assaulted me. And you know Charlie Mack made me suck his private part. Right? And I'm like, whoa. This was a full admittance. And he's going, and I'm like, I didn't know anything. He's in the corner, balled up, snot, so much sweating and pain that blood is coming from his nose, right? And this is me and him in a conversation. And he was like, please don't tell him, right? Will admitted to me that he had sex with Bryshere Gray, but it was consensual, right? So I'm like, okay, so now it's starting to make sense, because I would have never believed that the way this guy's acting, something had to happen. So now, Will told me, and this is going to be in paperwork and everything, right? So when Will told me that he did have sexual intercourse with Bryshere, he said Bryshere did ask him to stop. Will said he completed the act, then stopped. Right then and there, when a person says stop, that means stop. Period. So I do believe that Will Smith sexually assaulted Bryshere Gray. Charlie Mack and Will gets a lawyer for Bryshere, and they try to get me under NDA. I tell Will, I'm not signing, I don't even have an NDA with you. How am I getting an NDA with him? You understand what I'm saying? So I hire a lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. When I hire the lawyer, he comes back and say, listen, this is the best I can do. He said, I'm going to have y'all do a mutual NDA, meaning that Bryshere can't tell people that you know that Will and Diddy sexually assaulted him. And I want to say the R word, but I know we're on YouTube. Then you can't say nothing about him. So I said, okay, well, as long as he stopped telling people that I know what Will and Diddy did to him. You understand what I'm saying? Period. That was the problem. So there's legal paperwork, and it's all going to be, and you got to follow this case. All that's coming out in court.
It wasn't until Bryshere reached his breaking point and began pushing back that things changed. Once his frustration became visible, Will allegedly cut him off. Bryshere believes this happened because Will feared that the situation and Bryshere's reactions could damage his public image and carefully protected reputation.
Now, he's a gay porn star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life, and what you had to do with it.
Ooh. So, but normally I have to go to Will's house if there's a meeting. So Will comes to my apartment allegedly, and Charlie Mack, the rat, the informant, come to my apartment. So they was like, hey, B, look, man, we got this new guy Will is mentoring. His name is Bryshere Gray. Everybody call him Yaz. He's about to get cast on this major show. That was I'm like, okay, what would you want? I'm thinking they coming to get product. Bryshere was supposed to allegedly star in the reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I said, look, Will, I said, what do you want me to do? He said, I want you to go to Chicago and hold this guy down. I remember like it was yesterday, I turned the computer around. I said, Will, that's what's in my bank account right now, right? Will started laughing, right? And said, I'm gonna make sure you get double that over the course of time. That's my guarantee. So I'm like, jeez. I said, okay. So he said, just make sure.
At first, many people would have dismissed Bryshere's story as a grab for money. However, the claims gained attention after support from Below, a longtime friend of Will's. Below says he personally witnessed events and believes something wrong allegedly happened to Bryshere.
I'm in Chicago. This guy's acting erratic. Crazy. He's getting stopped by the cops. There's male prostitutes involved. There's mental illness involved. There's drug use involved. And I'm really trying to see what happened to this guy. And one day he said, you know what happened. You know that Will R-worded me, or however y'all kind of say it on YouTube. You know that Diddy sexually assaulted me, and you know Charlie Mack made me suck his private part, right? And I'm like, whoa, this was a full admittance.
When Bryshere first began his career, he was managed by Charlie Mack, a close friend of Will Smith. Through that connection, Bryshere was soon introduced to Will. Will showed strong interest in him and even asked Below to help support Bryshere while he worked on Empire. In the beginning, everything seemed fine and professional. Over time, though, Bryshere's behavior suddenly changed. He became anxious, unpredictable, and constantly on edge. Instead of focusing on acting, he started partying non-stop and making reckless choices. Below was confused and worried, but nothing he did seemed to help. No one understood what was really happening. Until one day Below learned something he was never meant to hear.
To put it, this dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on. I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. Okay. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen. So I grabbed my hug and I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asked to come. Is this true? Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you about to see if it's true.
As Below tried to calm Bryshere and steer him away from the destructive road he was on, Bryshere suddenly said that Will and Puffy had done something to him. At that moment, Bryshere believed Below already knew the truth and was trying to protect them. When he noticed Below's shocked reaction, he realized that wasn't the case. That's when Bryshere explained that Will and Diddy had given him money, made promises, and then sent him away. According to Bryshere, nothing felt right after that. He said he changed as a person, like a part of him disappeared, and he was never able to feel whole again.
Said Will, and once again, they was willing to give me the money, but what they wanted me to do, I wasn't going to do that for the money. And I knew that alleged things have happened with younger kids. I knew that there were some egregious acts from on a sexual nature done to people that that money, I called it the devil money. If I would have took that money, right, that money would have done me no good. You understand what I'm saying? That money could have been my downfall. That's why I didn't take that money. People are like, oh, he trying to get money. Okay, well, if I'm trying to get money, why didn't I take that money?
Out of everything that was shared, the way below supported Bryshere's claims against Will Smith felt like the final missing piece. It's easy for people to dismiss Bryshere's words alone and label them as a grab for attention or money. However, when someone else steps forward with proof and first-hand knowledge, the situation looks very different. It highlights how much Bryshere may have sacrificed just to get a chance in the industry, only to end up hurt and pushed aside. Now the story feels harder to ignore. What do you think about all this? Do you believe there could be truth behind these claims? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.